Welcome everybody to Esoteric Cosmos Live. It's Justin Varengia.
And Rosebud Kincaid.
And we're delighted to be here today. We're going to be talking about the most famous UFO abduction case ever in history. And we all know the name, probably anyone who follows UFOs, and the name is Billy Meier. We're going to be showing some of his best photographs and video footage of, UFOs, flying saucers in the middle of daytime. Incredible, extraordinary footage.
Incredible, and I'm just watching the videos since you brought it to my attention, but I've read his books way back when, and it was one of the first things that got me excited into this UFO phenomena, because he actually had photographs and moving pictures of these UFOs. And they were amazing.
Yes, so we're going to show that footage. We're going to give everyone an update on the whole swine flu mass vaccination program from the government, and get into that a little bit more, and some things that you could do, to prevent this from happening to you and your family, in ways of, intelligently combating it without using force.
Right. Some of the little key things that you can do when they do come to your home, and how you should respond. So we'll get into that, I guess, a little bit later. Are we going to go right into the footage now?
Yeah.
For Billy Meier?
Yeah, let's go right into the footage. I got 2 clips I want to share, and then we'll open up a discussion. We'll get into the whole swine flu thing and just have some fun with it. If you have any questions, of course, just go ahead and start typing them away, and we'll answer questions as well towards the end.
And goofing to see if it was possible. And they says, well, yeah, it's possible if you would like to do that. So the pictures, there's 4 or 5 pictures on here of dinosaurs and of a prehistoric Earth. Like I tell everybody, I can't tell you if they're real or not. They're just interesting to kind of look at. He says he went back in time to a prehistoric planet, that he actually got out of the ship and saw prehistoric creatures. He got back in the ship with his camera and took some pictures of them. So those should be on here too, if I've got the tape anywhere close to the right place. And then I brought with me, which I haven't shown in quite a while, just for you to see. It's a few minutes of the crafts flying in and zipping around a little bit. There's several different segments, and we can look a little bit at that. And then I want to go over some of the mind and spirit things. Okay. Last time I was up here, we talked about doing like a workshop on the weekends for people who are interested in more of the spiritual stuff. And we're thinking about doing one this Saturday, but that's not working out. So I'm going to go over a little bit tonight about what we do at the workshops, and I'll give you a taste of what we'll do. And then for those of you that are interested, we'll get together with Charles, and we'll come back up this summer sometime when we can get it organized. And then we'll do it on a weekend. We can do it 1 day or 2 day. If we do all of it, it takes me 2 days just to get through everything, if there's enough of you that are serious about doing it. I have my own copper pyramid that Billy made for me that we use in groups, and I'll teach you some meditations, and I'll teach you some of the mind things, different areas of your mind, how to use the symbols and find them. So it's kind of fun stuff if you're interested in following that kind of path, as well as we'll go over some things about the universe and how our cycles or incarnation, how the rings are formed, and we'll have some fun with that and try some things. So we'll do a little bit of that tonight. I'll go over just a little bit. So let me see what I'm at on this tape, and see if I'm anywhere close to where I want to be. Oh yes, here's Venus. Its first flight around our solar system. Here's a picture of Mars. By the way, this is not a professional tape. As you can see, these pictures are in a picture album, and I've just got my camcorder out, and Wendell and I are flipping through the pictures. So this is not a produced tape for you to look at, so it'll probably never be on the market, but at least you get a chance to see some of these pictures. This is Mars just from a different direction with the sun very bright on it. Now, here is Mars, but here's one of these satellites. It's in orbit around Mars, made on Earth, unannounced, and is in orbit. This is the spring of 1976, and this device is in orbit around Mars. I don't know exactly who made it or who put it up there. Here's another one. This is Mars again. And here's the light panels, solar panels, and the satellite equipment in orbit around Mars again. This is a different one. This is a dust storm on Mars. Billy wanted to get close and try to take pictures of artifacts. You've all heard about some of the Sidonoplasma on Mars, about the face on Mars that Richard Hoagland and other people have been looking into. Billy published a paper back in the 70s talking about that. There was a race of people lived on Mars. They had a terrible catastrophe about 186,000 years back. At the time, there was about 40 million people killed on Mars, and they're all gone now, of course. So there were societies there, and we will find quite a few remains of their civilization once we get up there. Here he's on board one of their large motherships. This is the side or the edge of a saucer that was parked inside as he was walking by it. Here's Jupiter. Here's the mothership in orbit. They're flying into it to go aboard. It was 17 miles high and about 10 miles in diameter. He spent 3 days on it. They went to different places in our galaxy to show him around. This was the craft that was right in front of him as they were flying into it. He took a picture of that one. Here, again, is back at Mars. These aren't in any particular order. Here's another object in orbit around Mars, and look, here's an American flag on it. So there's a couple of things that they put up there that the military's put up that we don't know about. This is a picture of Billy in a suit. He's on a prehistoric planet to see the dinosaurs. He's got a breathing apparatus on. This is a Pleiadian man, and they've stepped outside of the ship so he can see the animal life on this prehistoric world. Got his picture taken, too. That's pretty good. This jumps back here to, remember the Apollo-Soyuz hookup, us and the Russians back in '76? Billy asked him if he could go up and watch it. They said, okay. They took him up. There's several pictures here of the Apollo-Soyuz hooking up with Earth in the background. Some of the wildest pictures he's got. I mean, just look at the vantage point. The planet's in the background. How else would you get this picture unless you were up there at that particular vantage point? Not a lot of people have that in their photo albums, you know. You can imagine the people at NASA would crack up, you know, if you... They'd probably find it a little hard to believe at first, but they don't have pictures like this. Here it is when it's just hooked up. There's Earth in the background, and here's the two capsules coming together. This is the top of the mothership. There's windows, but there was nobody in the windows as they came into it. We really missed out here. Billy shot, he said, 3 or 4 rolls of film inside the mothership, talking to people and going up and down the halls and so forth. He lost all of the pictures. They were all stolen from him. We've only got 2 or 3 of them left, and they're really practically nothing. This is a prehistoric Earth. They're back in time. That's Earth in the background. That's a moon in front of Earth, and he's looking over the surface of another moon. At that point, they told him there were 2 moons in orbit around planet Earth. We think we're about 60 million years back. Here's another picture over the surface. Neither one of those moons is currently the moon that's in orbit now. The moon that's in our orbit now, they say, has only been there around 5 million years. Look at this one. This is another piece of equipment in orbit around Mars, and it's huge. It's like a space station, and it's in orbit around the planet. It's also from Earth. We haven't heard anything about that, have we? Here's the Dinosaur Pictures. Billy's back inside the ship, and there's a viewing screen in the craft, and he says he's taking these pictures. Here's our first dino. He's got kind of gold-brown skin, got large hind legs, short forelegs, and a head that looks kind of amphibian, like a vegetarian type. Here's the second one. There's a bird here apparently dropping some food or something. Is that Charles?